Hi, I'm Wanda from Alanda Craft, and today we're going to be talking about the xTool D1 laser engraver and cutting machine. The company sent us one of these machines to take a look at, and we're very grateful to them. Thank you very much. And so what I'm going to do is show you what's in the box, and then we'll do some projects. Now these are the feet, and you need these when you're using the cylinder attachment. There's also everything you need to put the machine together, packed in this dense foam, which keeps it all nice and neat, and so nothing gets damaged. And this is the cylinder machine, the cylinder attachment, and I'll be showing you how to use this later on in the video. And now this is the instruction manual, and it's quite a good instruction manual. And here you have the accessories. You have some Allen keys and some screws and the little SD card and some bits to practice on. So everything to get you started really. So that's a great thing about getting this machine. You'll find it's great for hobby work, and of course the safety glasses. Now you must always wear these when you're using this machine. Okay, so this is the machine put together, and you can see there that's the laser cutter, and you also have the cylinder machine in the background there. So I found it a little trying with getting some of the cables in because I have chubby fingers. Paula fortunately has slim fingers and she managed to get everything together. And these are the cables that you need to plug this into the machine. So there's a power cable and there's also the cable that goes to your computer. Okay, so I'm going to use the software for xTool, and that is the Laser Box Basic, and bring in my design and my SVG that I had saved on my computer. And this is going to be the dragonfly, and as you can see it's way too large. Now you need to measure your project, so I've taken the measurements here and key those measurements into the software. Now you can either just drag your design down from the corner if you wish to make it smaller, but I'm going to key the measurements into the boxes there. Okay, so it's resized my design, and then I come and select the machine to make sure it's all attached, yes, and it's nicely connected. And we're going to engrave, and I'm going to select basewood because this is just a 3mm piece of chipboard. And what are we doing down here? Okay, so we're going to fill the design, so we just select fill there. And then we come up here and we press go, the big blue button at the top, and it brings the design in. So nice basic piece of software. So we're just going to bring our center dot and pull a dot down to the center of the design. Okay, so you've got a nice big cross there that you can center your piece of material with. And what you need to do is to bring down the adjuster, so the laser adjuster, and so that you rest that down on your material, and then you tighten up the button, lift the laser adjuster back up, and your laser head is in the position to engrave on your material. Now we're going to do some framing, so we'll just make sure that our design is going to be within our parameters of our piece of material. And yes, you can see there that it's going to be. So that's really, really good. So all we need to do now is to press start. And it says it's going to take 30 minutes. So we'll just leave it to do its thing. You can see how beautifully this is working. I really like how dark it's come out. It's just lovely. And I love that design, of course. There you go. So there's our first coaster. So for this project, I'm using Lightburn. Now, Lightburn has a 30-day trial period, and then you need to purchase it, which we have done because we really like the features on Lightburn, and good piece of software for using with your laser. And I'm going to be cutting out some die cuts. So this is 2mm balsa that I'm using here, and I'm using a speed of 9 and a power of 100. And you can see how easily the xTool is cutting through that balsa, and these die cuts will be ideal for my card project that I'm doing, and they're just lovely patterns. And the Teacup Patterns came from Fox Sister over on Etsy, so she has some really lovely patterns over there, so take a look at what she's got. I've used a few of her patterns in this project, in these projects. Okay, so the pieces pop out quite easily. You can poke out anything that does remain behind. I've used a pencil here because I didn't have one of my pokey tools from my craft room. And there you are, 2 lovely teacups, these die cuts I can use, as I say, in my paper projects. Now I'm using 2mm balsa wood again, and this design is from Gem XX Designs on Etsy, and you can see how beautifully the xTool is cutting through this material. I use the same settings as I had for the previous project, speed 9, power 100. Now this is going to be a 3D butterfly, and you can see here it's all finished. So we just lift it out, and the pieces come out easily. Sometimes you might want to stay behind, just give it a poke and away it goes. And the butterfly body fits together to create this design, and this would be lovely. You can make a large one to put on a wall in a kid's room. It's just really, really attractive. So let's try it on some jeans. So we've got some old jeans here, and I'm going to use a leaf pattern that's also from Fox Sisters, and you could put designs on your jeans. It'd be really, really nice, but you need to be careful with your settings, that's all. And in the first run through, the settings were too strong, and as you can see, it's burnt straight through the material. But this is how we learn how to get our settings right. So we'll do another pass, and you can see here that this one is working really well, and we're going to be using these jeans that we've got set aside in quilt at some stage, so this is why we thought we'd experiment on them. And this time we're just wiping the soot off. Here we go, and it's worked perfectly. So now that we have the settings for denim worked out, I'm going to do another design on another piece of denim, which I'll probably cut up and put into either a cushion or maybe make a bag out of. I haven't quite decided yet, but I'll just cut a square out and use it on something. We're using a Phoenix design, also from Fox Sisters, and as you can see, the xTool is doing a beautiful job on this. So, you know, you can use your xTool for all sorts of things. And there you have it. Beautiful. Now here's a nice easy way to make up some tags for the end of your garden rows where you've planted stuff and you don't want to forget what you planted. So this is just paddle pop sticks, and I've just written parsley on this, and I've written parsley using the text function in Lightburn. This was a little dark and a little smudgy for me, so I decided to do another one. I mean, you can use that, it's still great. But here we go. I'm doing a lighter setting, and it's working out just really perfectly, and that's fine. I can use both of these. So yes, you use the paddle pop sticks and they do a great job. Now this little stainless steel tag came in the box of accessories that came with the xTool, and so we thought we'd put a paw on it. It's a little dog tag, and we've written the name Lucy. Lucy was Paula's dog that she had a few years ago, and she was a gorgeous little cocker spaniel. But anyway, we thought we'd write the dog's name, and so you can see how easy this is and how nicely the xTool does write on stainless steel. So now we're going to use the rotating accessory, and that's for doing cylinders and things like that. Now you can see you've got 8 feet there, but I only need 4 because I'm only going up 1 level. So remove the rubber cap and then screw the extra height foot in and put the cap back on. And you do this on all 4 corners. So again, remove the cap and screw in the extra feet. Now the accessory comes with the cable. See how beautifully it's been packaged. And that's what it looks like. And then you put the cable into the back of the accessory, and then you pop it into the machine. And Paula's got slender fingers, so that was reasonably easy for her to do. I have chubby fingers, and I found it a little bit challenging putting some of these cables in. Okay, so we bring our design in. I'm using the Phoenix design from Fox Sisters, and we select our machine. So the software recognises the machine. Now we're using stainless steel, so we need to select stainless steel from the drop down, and that automatically sets the speed and the power for us. You can adjust it if you need to. And we also want to fill the design, so we need to make sure that the fill is checked. and then we come up and we press the go button. Now the software is just checking everything and it brings in the design. So we need to make sure that we put the cylinder rotating button on, and we can make any adjustments here at this stage if we wish. We're not going to do that, but we just need to now press framing, and the machine will then put a frame round, and we can check the position of where our design is going to go. And as you can see, there's some wording on this flask, so we had to play around with it a little bit so that we made sure our design didn't go over the wording. So make sure that you have your glasses on, because you can see the reflection flashing back from the flask. Now the beauty of this is we didn't have to use anything over the flask, because the xTool will just engrave on stainless steel perfectly without any coatings. And there it is. Love the design. So there you have it. We love this machine. It's really great, and here's an example, of course, of the things that we've made today and gone through with you. I'd like to thank xTool for providing us with this machine. It's just brilliant for the home hobbyist and does an absolutely excellent job. So if you've enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And you can head off over to alandacraft.com, where you'll see a blog post written about all of these items that we've done and the machine.